What be wrong with people? Hold on. Hello, girl. You
Hello?
see what's going on?
No. What?
Hold on, let me add to Ray. Hey, girl.
Hey girl,
Did you see what's going on?
is this like a grab the mics moment?
We definitely have to talk about this one.
Girl, y'all got me up now.
Grab the mics?
All right.
Is this thing on? Yeah? Okay, good. Welcome to Controversy and Chaos, bitches.
Everybody, welcome to episode 11 of Controversy and Chaos. This is a Hot Topics episode, and boy, is the list long. It started out being a slow news week, and then Friday said, hold my beer, because we about to really get into the shenanigans. And then it was just the topics just kept coming and coming and coming. Like, I had to start okay, we got to condense these topics. We cannot hit all the shenanigans. I wish that we could. But it's just too much going on. So first things first on the chopping block, the Love is Blind finale. I feel like we've been covering the whole season, so we got to touch on this finale.
Literally at this point, we're a recap community.
Yes, we got to do some reaction videos.
Okay, can just pick a couple and we'll go from there.
Well, let's start with Jimmy and Chelsea. Let's just go ahead. Because it was only two main couples to talk about. But Jimmy and Chelsea.
Chelsea, you're down. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But why were you so shocked and heartbroken that he said he didn't want to get married? Y'all have not, granted, no love story or no journey is linear, okay? But y'all have been all over the place like this. So why were you so upset at the fact that he was like, no, this is not it? Literally, you complain and are upset about every little thing that this man does. The man can't even go get a beer with his friends. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But it's just you don't really want to be with him. You just want to be with somebody, and you know that he's not your person, but you're just committed to now being married because you decided to come on the show, or you just really don't want to look like the bad guy or the villain on TV. But be for real. I'm not saying Jimmy's perfect, but Chelsea was just really too hot to handle. Maybe she should go on that show.
Girl, no. Don't ruin my damn UK thotty behavior. Do not go on that show. I don't want to see you. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. God. But I was just the fact that she was just what? You don't want to be with me? Are you kidding me? Chelsea, didn't you just say to this man probably 2 days ago, oh, I don't want to be with somebody who goes out and you don't blah, blah, blah. You don't care about me and you don't love me. I don't want to be with you. It was just obvious.
Ridiculous.
It was just ridiculous. Yes, you are clingy. You are all of the things. Talk about, oh, we only had one argument. No, bitch, y'all been arguing the whole time.
Since the first day you got out. Oh, sorry. Y'all been arguing since the day you got out them pods.
Yes. I was just Chelsea, there was never any inclination that y'all were actually going to get married.
None.
From everything, just you didn't want him to go out. What, if somebody goes out, you want him to be up your ass all the time?
No.
Girl, that's desperation. That right there was pure desperation. But I will give it to Jimmy. He was eating her up.
Mm-hmm.
His little one-liners, Jimmy was eating her up. I love that for him. Not to say that Jimmy is perfect, because I just don't think, I don't think that Jimmy was ever attracted to her. None of it was ever going to work in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So it was okay, cool. I do give it to Jimmy for at least breaking it off before they got to the altar. Let's just cut the bullshit. Let's not have our family and friends get up here, and for me to get up here and be like, you know what, boo? I actually do not love you. Unlike fucking Clay.
The next ones. Okay. First of all, there's so much. Forget everybody else. Let's just talk about AD and Clay. So there's so much to unpack here. The three main things. One, Clay. Why did you get up there, spill your heart and soul, how much you loved her, how great she was, let her do the same, just for you to say it would be irresponsible of me to get married right now. I'm not ready for marriage. Like, y'all could have did that before the wedding, before wedding dress shopping, before the planning. Like, literally, you said, I want to be with you, but I'm not ready to actually get married, which is fine. I'm not even upset about that. But it's the fact that y'all got up there on that altar and was saying vows and all types of stuff. Like, you sat there and wrote a whole love letter to express your love and affection to this woman in front of y'all family and friends and us.
To then turn around and embarrass her. And embarrass yourself. That was my thing. It was just the sheer embarrassment of it all. It's just like, bro, are you freaking serious? Like, I have more respect for just cutting it off before we even get there. Because now it's just like, you add an extra layer to it. Not only are you not ready to get married, and then when he, like, you know, already broke it off, he's talking to the camera like, oh, I don't think I'm, like, deeply enough in love with her to marry her. Finances is important to me. I don't understand her finances. So I don't feel like I can make this decision today. So I'm like, you didn't understand her finances way before this. So why are we getting here? But needless to say, that the status of the relationship, even it making it to the altar, AD also shares some of the blame in that, because it's like he has been constantly saying, I don't know if I can get married. He done made cheating his personality trait. Like he act like that's a gene that you born with. Like, you got the cheat gene. Oh my God. I like, so it's just like,
still not taking accountability, though.
Still not taking accountability. But it's just like, okay, so if somebody is constantly telling you like, oh, I don't think I'm ready to do this, or I just don't know 100% at this point, like, how many times do you got to keep hearing the same thing before you just be like, okay, then we should just stop? I hate when it's just like people are so hyper focused on, oh, I want to be married. I want to be married. I want to be married. And not that, like, unity of a marriage overall. It's not just, oh, you have a ring on your finger and you have a husband. There's a whole lot more shit that goes into that. So why are you trying to force a situation with a person who is telling you they are not ready? You cannot make somebody ready for this. So part of it's just like, you share in your own embarrassment, because it shouldn't have been a situation of like an ultimatum to be like, oh, if we don't make it to, we don't go to the altar, and if you get up there and say no, then it's done. Because that can kind of force the other person to be like, okay, well, let me just keep going on with it, because I don't want to lose you, but I also am still kind of like on the fence. She should have just listened to what he said and been done. I did appreciate the fact that he's just like, it's not that I don't want to be with you, but there are things internally that I need to work on myself. Like, I want to get into therapy. I want to do all of these things. So I can be a good husband, and I can be the husband, especially that you're saying that you need, and, kind of live up to your expectation of me. But I can't do that right now. Which is,
I'm not mad at his. Yeah, I'm not mad at his decision. It's just, why'd you do it on the altar?
Yes, it was just like, why didn't you just say that before this? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, she went dress shopping. You done picked out a suit. All y'all done did all of this shit, picking out colors, blah, blah, blah. Only for your raggedy ass to get up there and say no.
In such a nice way, but still.
Yeah, in a nice way, but you're still saying no. It even just like, when Eddie would talk about Clay, or even when her mother would talk about Clay, it was also like, oh, he's just so handsome, and okay, he has money, he has a good job, okay, great, and what else?
Like, did you really get to know him?
No, and I don't feel like she did. I feel like aesthetically is really all that she was focused on, and like, oh, we'll get to the back end later, like, we can figure it out later. No, marriage is more than just the aesthetics.
Which I find crazy, because people were coming down so hard on Clay for being like so into like, oh, how the person looks and this, that, and the third. But it's like AD was doing the same thing, but just like in a different way. Like, she was very much so focused on the aesthetics as well.
So it's just like,
Yeah, while we're on the topic of them, at the altar, is it just me? Or like when you up at that altar, I can't tell you what to do at your wedding, but you are supposed to be doing vows before God, your family, whoever you believe in, whatever. This is a serious moment. They up there talking about it was giving homeboy, homegirl vibes, and just like, why is you at the altar playing like that?
Yes, just so fucking unserious. Like from the Fashion Nova dress to everything was just so unserious. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like no.
Just like, child, these people.
I will say though, the following events and conversations after that, child, they hit me to the core. AD breaking down, like saying like I'm never enough. It's like anybody can relate to that, especially as a woman. Like, no, right. I don't feel like I'm never enough, like in my marriage. But I do feel like in my mind, I'm constantly like telling myself, you could do more. It's not enough. It's not enough. And like other aspects of my life, whether it's like professional or just friendship, like all different types of things. I feel like my marriage is probably like the easiest part of my life as of now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I don't relate on that level, but I just feel like as women, it's never enough.
Like, yeah, like I feel bad for her when she said that, because you could tell like she genuinely wants love, and I could see that she genuinely wants like, a future with somebody, a marriage, or she wants somebody to choose her the first time. But I think it's just like sometimes you gotta be realistic about it and realize that life doesn't have these short time spans. Like a year is not a long period of time.
Right.
And sometimes with this experiment, like, yes, for some people it has worked out, but I feel like for the people that it does work out for, those people really know themselves and know what they want. And when you don't know yourself, you really don't know what you want long term or even short term. It's very difficult to try to make these kind of like life altering decisions. So I feel like now the show is just more about the antics. It is way far removed from the original purpose.
Yeah.
I feel like if Netflix ever wants it to get back to that, they really got to do some different with the casting. Like we need some psychological, evaluations, because some of these people, a lot of screws be loose, and really just like go in depth to what people actually want. I would love, and I don't know if they do, if they use like an actual matchmaker to really put the pieces together of the people. Because if you just have random people like, oh, we're going to put them all in this situation, just see what happens, you're more likely to get what we had this season, where only one couple gets married, versus at least like season 1, there was what, 2 or 3 couples that actually got married.
Yeah.
There's some people that, from, as the seasons have gone on, that have actually gotten married. Some people have gotten divorced, their kids popping up. So it's just like, it is shown that it can work, but the people's mentality has to actually be there. There has to be some real sense of compatibility. And I just feel like that's not happening. It's just kind of like, oh, let's just see how much drama so we can get people to engage and watch and talk about it.
But you know what else? I think they also need guidance. Like, okay, do you watch Married at First Sight?
No.
Okay, so on Married at First Sight, it's pretty much Love is Blind, except without the pod situation. You get matched with somebody, and then you go live with them. But during that time period, while they're living together, before decision day, they have to do couples therapy together. They do different activities, like intimacy activities, learning about, just different things, like activities that actually make you engage and get to know the person you're with. I think Love is Blind would have a better outcome if after you send them home to live with each other, there was a little bit of guidance, like have like a therapist, like a family or marriage therapist, go in there and talk to them every week. Like, okay, where are you guys at? What are your struggles? What are your, things that you guys are doing well? Like, just kind of like guidance. Like, you're literally just putting them there and saying, okay, plan the wedding, get married. Like,
right. Not setting, nobody is really set up for success.
Yeah, and I guess the idea or the argument of that would be, well, you're in the pods talking all this time, so you're supposed to be talking about your future and I guess what it would be like if you guys are compatible. But I feel like some of those conversations need to be guided. Like any most marriages, you know, before you get married, if you're getting married by like any clergy member or anything like that, most of the time they make you actually do like couples therapy, or not therapy, but pre-marriage counseling.
Counseling. Yeah.
So it's like, in this situation, why is that not the same? Why would the show not provide that for them? Like,
because they just really, at this point, just be about the drama and the bullshit, rather than achieving the ultimate goal. So, I mean, I think that would be a great suggestion. So, Netflix, Nick and Vanessa Lachey, like, y'all need to get up on that, fix that. Yes,
either
I hate
get
them.
rid of them or make them do the work, because all they're doing at this point is just being messy. Really, Vanessa. Nick don't be doing nothing. But
yeah.
And then, before we move on from that, from AD and Clay, Clay's mother and father's conversation, bro, it's just like, yo, that man, he, like, why don't you see it? He's such a Caribbean man. All the Caribbean men, if you're listening to this, don't take offense. I'm just saying that y'all just have that ego about y'all, like, you know? And his father, although I do think he's finally seeing like the effects of like the decisions he made as a husband, because biggest misconception, people think just because you're a good father, then you're a good husband, or just because you're a good husband, you're a good father. That's not true. Two different relationships that you have to actually, you know, nurture. Like, you can be an amazing husband and not such a great father, or a great father but a shit husband, clearly. So it's like,
hello,
like Clay's dad, I don't remember your name, homeboy, but you really did a number on your son.
Yep. And Mama was reading you fulfilled, and she was like, but we don't have to get into that. We won't talk about that anymore. And I was like, oh,
because she even said this experience, she found out some tea that she didn't even know. She didn't know you was taking y'all's son to go sleep with Miss Shirley and them down the street. How you cheat on your wife with your kid there, and now your kid is traumatized? The wife didn't even know. Y'all just was getting the divorce because you just couldn't be faithful, and y'all had other issues, but she didn't know the details about it. Imagine finding out those details on TV. Like, bro.
Yeah. Trauma. I could see that just open up a whole new can of bullshit, and it's just like,
she handled herself very well, though. Very well.
Yes, she did. And I'm glad that she was still, like, you know, like, very nice to AD. You know, she just kind of more so like she understands his decision. And I think she kind of urged him to make the decision, like, do not get up here and play around. Like, if you're going to say no, you need to say no.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was good. I just wish it would have happened earlier, you know. And that was it.
What do you think about the fact that they say AD and Clay is still together?
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Me either. Okay.
I see.
We'll watch the reunion. We'll be back.
Nothing wrong with it. On to the next item. Spring break in Miami is coming to an end. Miami issued basically a PSA and said, do not bring y'all asses here. We are sick and tired of y'all. And I personally, I'm here for it. Like,
me too.
When we went to Miami for spring break, we had some decorum.
Well, the last time I went was like 2016, and the decorum was
I'm saying like when me and you went for like college purposes of like, okay, we're 21 years old. Act like you have some sense when you go places. Yeah. The behavior and the antics that we've witnessed is just kind of giving, I've never been nowhere in my life. I have no home training. So I'm just ready to get outside, act like a wild animal. And even when we went for the bachelorette trip, it was just like, please get me away from these kids. I felt like that old lady that was like, oh, baby, I can't go with all of this. Like, they was just in the street, throwing up in the street, just everywhere.
It was nasty work.
It was just, it stank. It's just like people running out on the bills at restaurants. It was just chaos. And I for one, am just like, I'm here for it. Like, no, y'all can't come here and just destroy a whole city. Granted that Miami Beach still like relies a lot off tourism, but they're not gonna lose tourism business from these kids who ain't got no fucking money in the first damn place.
Exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure like people in our age group or even older who once used to frequent Miami will now return and spend their coin.
Yes, because Miami is not cheap. It's not cheap. Granted, there are plenty of things that you can do and have a ball and a blast off of South Beach and still get the whole vibe of Miami, but it's just it's such a turn off. Like the month March and April, never catch me there.
Yeah. Even never May was still like,
yeah, like March, April, May, until spring break season for all of the colleges is over. Can't do it because it's just a mess. So they are instituting things like $100 tickets for parking or closing pretty much all of the parking. There's going to be no street parking available. If you want to park, you got to park so far up up their main strip. It's going to take you forever to walk down. South Beach, it's a long walk depending on where you're staying to get all the way down to where the main action is. So I think, if you want to come down here and you want to pay $45 to park 16 blocks away, cool, you do that. Or you want to pay $100, okay, you're going to really have to pay and you're going to really have to put your money where your mouth is if you want to come down here and have a good time. But they're instituting curfews. Beach access is going to be limited. There's still going to be things in place for like residents to still be able to park and things for free. But tourists, no.
Yeah, like y'all can't y'all are ruining all of our good shit.
Ruining everything.
I don't understand. How can you turn South Beach into Ocean City? Like,
it's very much given Ocean City behavior. And that's where they need to take their asses. Just go to Ocean City, Virginia Beach.
Go to the Jersey Shore. Yep. Okay, go up there.
Yeah, I'm here for it because it's just, I just don't understand it. And people need to get their kids some home training. Like, take your kids outside, travel with them so they know how to fucking act when they in public. It's just nasty. I ain't mad at it. Not one fucking bit. Not one fucking bit.
What's next? Okay. What you got next?
All right, so we done got the formalities out the way. There've been a couple of couples that done shook shit up. So let's just go ahead. We already touched on this situation with Deandra Sanders and Jacquees. But
what's his name?
Jacquees. We already discussed, that whole debacle between the Twitter exchange between Dreezy and Deandra. Now it has come out. Deandra has finally, well, not finally, but she has revealed her pregnancy. Slightly misleading video. Was a little clout chasey. And I was just like, question mark. At the end, like watching the whole thing, you see that, okay, yes, there is a message behind it. But it was just like, girl, did we really have to do that? Girl, it was just unnecessary. So if you have not seen the video basically starts out with her like in a doctor's office, and basically the nurse is telling her, like, I guess the results of some kind of like exam that she had, basically saying that the odds of her being able to carry a child are probably in the negatives. Like, it's never going to happen for you. She has been open about this, like, for people who don't follow her, know anything about her. Like, has suffered with fibroids for quite a long time. So she's not new to the pregnancy journey of trying to, even know if she can have kids or not. She's had, she was open in her caption of it, like going through like multiple, breast surgeries to have like, I guess like lumps and things removed from her breast, having, fibroids still currently while she is pregnant. And basically that her pregnancy is a high risk pregnancy, but a miracle happened. Like, she was pretty much one of those people that medical odds would say she should not have ever been able to get pregnant or even carry a baby for a significant amount of time. And she's actually been able to do so. So it's like, congratulations to her. It's a miracle and it's great. I just felt like the video was a little unnecessary. And kind of my take on it is for the whole Dreezy situation. Situations like this is why I was just like, I felt like it was distasteful for Dreezy to even reveal her pregnancy. Because people go through a lot of things when they are pregnant or trying to get pregnant that you just may not, it's not for you to reveal that to someone else. Because if it had been, a situation where, she lost her pregnancy, then it's just like, that's distasteful because that person doesn't even get to be able to keep that contained or keep it private if they chose to, because you outed them. That was the only thing. I'm just like, that was still fucked up. I still feel like it was fucked up because now it has come out. It's a very sensitive situation. One of those things, like, you got to take it day by day. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think you should ever out anyone's business, especially a pregnancy. So I didn't like that either. But I just feel like it was just very distasteful. The video, very distasteful. You can definitely tell your story and share your journey without low-key making a mockery of the situation. And I think that's my biggest issue with all three of them. Like, everything is a circus. Like, why did you, was that even a real doctor or a nurse? Like, why did you just sit that lady down, that big actress, and tell her to read off that little script and say, like, sis could have sat down in front of a camera just like this and be like, y'all, like old school YouTube style. She is a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? For you to have a whole skit planned out, filmed, and edited for such a serious topic was just distasteful to me. I didn't really like that. But congratulations to her, and I really hope that she has like a very healthy and smooth pregnancy, and stop the antics, because you're really stressing yourself out. Because posting something like that, if you can't, turn the comments off, because
because the comments is very much on, and even in like the shade room comments, we talked about it last week. The shade room comments is a wild, nasty place, and it was nasty just like, it was just like, if you're in the shade room comments, even people that I personally know, when I see you in the comments, just know that I think your reading and comprehension skills are the same level as a third grader, maybe even less. Because a lot of y'all don't read at all. I'm like, okay, so nobody read the caption. A lot of the comments were just like, oh, your father is Deion Sanders and this is who you get pregnant by. Like, you could be with an athlete, da-da-da. And I'm just like, okay, maybe, sure. But what the fuck does that mean? Athletes. Because we seen a lot of these athlete niggas do bitches hella dirty. While pregnant. Shit, we done seen one of these athletes have multiple bitches pregnant at the goddamn same time.
A wife and a girlfriend. Like...
Hello?
Please. It doesn't, like, so, at this point, it's not even about Jacquees. Like,
the career choice does not even matter. I'm like, but y'all didn't even read the comments. People are just like, oh, she's still pregnant? It's just like, oh my God.
Because, people was telling her to terminate her pregnancy.
Yes. And I'm just like, well, if you read the caption and when she explained like her journey in the situation, obviously, I don't think anybody in that situation who really wants to be a mother, no matter the circumstances, if by miracle you're able to get pregnant and carry your child, nobody's going to be like, oh, I'm going to have an abortion just because this happened.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Especially if you're going to be with them anyway. Like,
yeah. So it's just like, just continue. And I hope she has a very like easygoing, safe pregnancy. And I would be like on my Halle Bailey shit, like, girl, y'all niggas don't see me. I am going not even Halle Bailey, because Halle Bailey was still outside. She just never confirmed. She was just playing with people. Yeah. I would literally be like Kylie Jenner when she was pregnant with Stormi. You ain't see that girl. You ain't see her. She ain't post nothing. She was just in her happy little world. And sometimes I feel like, especially with celebrities, you have to, sometimes your peace is more important than the engagement on social media.
Yeah, especially while you're carrying that child. Like,
yeah. Go out on vacation, have your time.
Yeah. it's like,
relax, and
I'm
enjoy.
definitely somebody who likes to share my journey. Like even now, like I did share a little bit of my pregnancy journey, but I wish I would have done more. Like, so my next pregnancy, I'll probably share more, just not, maybe not even share, but like document, I think. Document, whether I decide to share it or not, fine. But, I just feel like, girl, you have a high risk pregnancy and all this drama going on. I'm not
Protect
saying you
your
should
peace at
accept it.
all costs.
Yeah, like I feel like she was just kind of aiding in the circus. It definitely, the news, the miracle could have been delivered in a better way. People are still going to have their opinions, just like we're having right now. But I think the delivery of it just really made it worse for you.
Yeah, it just was.
Yeah,
it was just so many like questions. I was like,
yeah.
all right,
Okay.
well, at the end of the day, congratulations, like you got it. I read and comprehended, so I read the whole caption, even though it was a little lengthy. I still read it, so I'm like, okay, I get it,
Right.
but the direction and the execution, no. Maybe she need to call up Socially Crafted so it can be done correctly.
You definitely could have used a little brand consultation, a second opinion. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, wait,
pregnancy.
Speaking of, I literally thought about, like, nowadays people are hiring like content coordinators for like their weddings and big events.
I don't really think that that's a bad idea, because it's a lot of things that, like, so even when I was planning the wedding, like there's so many things, like even from like photos, or like if you want to do like different like TikToks and things, it's so hard to get all of these things done when it's not organized.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you're just like, oh, I want to make this cute TikTok, or I want to do this, and it's not like time cut out, or it's built in, it's not built into the day. Like, okay, this is when we're going to have time to do this. This is when we're going to have time to do this. Here's my like the, photo styles that I'm looking for, so I can communicate that to the photographer when it's actually time to take the pictures. This is what I want. I feel like that's a very good service.
Yeah. So
I actually really like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Ideas.
All right. What's next on our little hot topics? Because I've been sipping the tea. I ain't got no tea left. So fill my cup up.
So after playing in our face, Draya Michelle has finally announced her pregnancy with, I believe he plays on the Rockets, Jalen Brown is his name.
He's too young for me to know who he is. Hey guys, so I really hate to interrupt the episode, but we have to make a correction. This young man's name is Jalen Green. We've been calling him Jalen Brown. We're too old to even know who this man is, but we just wanted to let you guys know his name is Jalen Green, not Jalen Brown. Close enough. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
I think he plays on the Rockets. Jalen Brown, I believe he's a rookie on the team. So Jalen Brown and Draya Michelle are having a baby. Draya is 7 months pregnant. However, the caveat with this is Draya is 40 years old. Jalen Brown is just turned 22 years old in February. Draya also has a 21-year-old son.
Bro, listen. What I'm about to say might be very what's it called? I can't even talk right now because this topic.
This is the controversy. Like, this is the controversy, and this is the chaos. Because I already know what I freaking think.
I think this is deplorable. Okay, this is despicable.
Nasty fucking work. Nasty. Draya is a fucking predator
for so many reasons, right? And I feel like this might be a little lengthy topic because I just don't think it's fair how y'all really thrashed Brittany Renner for falling in love with the man and having a baby by him. It didn't work out because of his infidelities and they moved on. She didn't there's an age gap, but it wasn't this type of age gap. They both were you get what I'm saying? Like y'all really ate Brittany up, but y'all not really talking about Draya. Why?
And some people like Tori Hart are getting out there championing this. And I'm just like, are you mentally ill? Are you okay? Tori Hart, first of all, you have a son. So you want someone your age going after your son? And I'm saying going after because that's what it is. Draya is preying on this 22-year-old boy who has all of this money, and you are preying on him to get a check, because that's what we're doing at the end of the day. Let's not even play around. And he is so stupid that he ain't none the wiser. Like, Draya is a trained fucking assassin.
Oh yeah, she's a sniper for sure.
She is a trained assassin.
Mm-hmm.
So you was never gonna ever be able to her. You wasn't gonna be able to hold a candle to her. The manipulation is real.
Mm-hmm.
And you just there eating it up. And it's on her part, I just feel like it's insanity. Like, what?
Hear me out. Okay, let's say she didn't quote unquote prey on him, which we have our beliefs, but we have no proof. But let's say he came after her first. At the end of the day, you're a 40-year-old woman with a 21-year-old son. You done been around the world and yeah. If a 21-year-old boy, man, whatever you want to call him, guy, male, comes after you, shooting his shot, which I don't even know what a 21-year-old game would be like for like, what's the conversation? Anyway, he's shooting his shot at you. Why would you pick up what he was putting down? Even if she wasn't preying on him. You know what I'm saying? And I know there is a double standard when it comes to older men dating younger women, whatever. I don't really agree with the huge age gap, but whatever. I just feel like when you're a woman and you're dating somebody 20 years your senior, your junior, it's just nasty work. That's just very strange. Now, also, I will add, at first, when the news came out that, like, you know, she was dating and seeing him, I definitely had my eyebrows raised because it's like, girl, what you doing with that little young whippersnapper? Like,
I already knew what she was doing. Her coming up pregnant was not a surprise to me. I already knew what she was doing.
It wasn't a surprise, but at first, I will say, I didn't really care. It was kind of like, all right, maybe you having a little fun with your boy toy, you being a cougar, whatever. But to me, having fun, you know, having sex, going on a couple of dates, doing your thug thizzle is one thing. Laying down and starting a family is another thing. Like, you're literally stealing this young boy's, like, youth. Like, that sounds very dramatic, but like, he's just now getting in the league, getting into his adult years. He probably don't even know who he is. Like, all he knows is basketball, probably. I don't know. Like, I don't know him. Okay, he's not old enough for me to know who he is. I don't know. But I'm lying because I know people like cussing that. But I'm saying, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Draya, how y'all meet? Instagram? You know?
I mean, the things that have been said about Jalen Brown, his humping video of humping his. Okay, so there's a video or like a picture of him going around. Well, it been made his rounds on the internet of him humping his teammate at the time. Now, this ain't no regular like humping. So in the picture, let me just go ahead and lay it down for you. The teammate is laying down on his back, legs up, V position on Jalen Brown, and he is humping. Very much so. Clothed. But very much humping his teammate. Said teammate is to the point, it got so bad to the point where that teammate that he was humping got traded to a whole nother team, child.
Were they lovers?
So yes, no, let me not say yes, allegedly. But the rumor basically is that Jalen Brown is gay.
Oh, so she's his beard and they had a baby?
So yes, so when they started dating, it kind of gave that situation like, oh, this is a cleanup kind of situation. He's a young rookie. Apparently he might be kind of good, girl. I don't know about none of these people. But yeah, he has a very, a good size rookie contract. I think like 40 million or something like that. And potential to make more. He's getting paid as a rookie very handsomely. this whole thing comes out. So yeah, now clean it up. Then he starts being seen out with Draya. But fast forward to having a baby is just like, okay. But like you said, there's nothing that a 21-year-old could say to me at 30 years old that would even make me think about looking in your direction.
It's not even nothing a 25-year-old could say to
me. Nothing. So for her to be a 40-year-old woman, it just shows a lack of discernment. But actually, I'm not shocked, because this is the same Draya that left her son in the house so she could go party with Chris Brown. This is the same Draya who got upset and took it to the internet to complain about having to sign off on her son's homework, and he got a failing grade because she failed to do so. Because she didn't understand, and she was going to go up to his school and have a conversation with the administration about what she's supposed to be doing as a parent. So the morality, I never expected her to have any kind of morals. Did it? Yeah. But it's just, for me, it's like, this situation is just so disgusting. It's disgusting. It's like you are purposely taking advantage of this young boy, because now, boo, you was trapped.
Yeah.
You got shot by a trained fucking assassin, a sniper, no Bradley Cooper. She got your ass. Got him. And I'm just like...
So let me turn this around, though, because I sent you the post about my girl, Brooklyn Nicole, out with Aubrey Drake Graham. No,
and I got a problem with that shit too.
Me too, because I just
the same way I feel disgust about Draya. I feel disgust about Drake, because it's just like, you are 30. She just turned 21. You are 37 years old, and a trained fucking assassin preying on a young person that has no clue, who is not even mentally developed enough to even catch what's going on.
And I'm not gonna say she's just stupid, but it's just like,
no, I'm not gonna say she's stupid, but
the manipulation.
The manipulation is real. Like, he's 37. That one has been around the world multiple times. You don't have the mental fortitude. You cannot keep up with them kind of games that's being played. You can't keep up with it. It's nothing that you could do. You could be the smartest person, have all the common sense, but it's nothing that you could do with a 37-year-old man and you're a 21-year-old girl. It's nothing.
Not just any man. A 37-year-old Drake. Okay.
It's nothing. It's nothing that she could do. And I'm just like, yo, something is wrong here, because Drake has been linked to too many significantly younger women. Flies under the radar. And this is not just about a Drake thing or a Black people thing. I have a problem when, like, Leonardo DiCaprio does it. I had a problem with Scott Disick dating Sophia Richie, and she was 19 and he is well into his 40s, damn near pushing 50. I had a problem with that. Like, that's nasty. That's disgusting. Why would you even look at somebody in that situation? She was 19 years old.
And he knew her while she was growing up. So you saw her from when she was like 13, 14, 15, 16, all the way up until, oh yeah, let me court you. Like,
that's disgusting. It's predatory behavior. I don't like that shit. It's gross. I don't necessarily have a problem with people having age gaps, but there has to be enough life experience when we get into the age gaps. Like, if there's a 40-year-old that's dating a 35-year-old, or even maybe dating a 30-year-old, I don't have an issue with that, because there's so much life experience that you have gotten up to by the time you're 30. But I do have, like, in your early 20s, shit, even 25, 28, you don't know anything. You're still learning. You're still figuring out. You're still making your mistakes.
I'm learning something new every damn day.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's kind of just like, come on, what are we doing here? And for people like that, that kind of go after younger people, I always feel like there's something that they know about themselves that is not in a mature enough place to handle people their own age.
Yeah,
because
because they know they're
when
not
you're
going to be able
older,
to get away with the same things that they
yeah,
could get away with someone who is, 10 years or 15 years younger than them. Like, you just can't get away with it. Like, a 28-year-old or a 30-year-old woman is not going to let Drake do the things. Well, I mean, depending on the coin, women, whatever. But I'm saying in general, it's not going to be the same experience. She's going to make it a little bit harder. But also, when it comes to men, a lot of successful men do like to date younger. I don't even want to say just for the manipulation, but it's like a 37-year-old man is not going to date a 35-year-old woman if he plans to have children. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Of course, he's going to go and find a 25-year-old who's not going to, quote unquote, this is what men have said, aren't going to, quote unquote, rush him into what is it? What's the word I'm looking for?
just like being domesticated.
Yes,
Like having a family.
A 25-year-old woman is not going to rush an older man or a man in general into marrying her and, doing all of those traditional type things that majority of women want, whether they say it or not. Like, most women do want to have a partnership. And even if you don't want kids, you do want a partnership with somebody. So I think a 25-year-old is not going to pressure an older man, let alone an older Drake, into that, So of course, they're going to go after those women. And I'm not saying I'm upset about it, but at least have like some boundaries, because you date a 21-year-old at 37, nigga, you going to date an 18-year-old.
Yep.
Like, that's just how I feel. Like, I don't know. And it's just very strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things that could be like very tricky, like you said, if it comes to, having kids. Like, as women, there is a clock, there is a lifespan on being able to really have children. Not necessarily, I would say being able to have children naturally, because there have been tons of women that have carried successful pregnancies in their 40s.
For sure.
However, the things that you have to do at that point, it's not one of those things that the odds are in your favor that it's likely to happen. Your egg count does start to dwindle down. It does matter. You gotta, most times they gotta go through IVF. One, you gotta have the funds to even pay for IVF. All of the things that some people gotta go through multiple rounds. And that's an expensive process. So yes, I do understand it. However, it's still, I guess, like you said, you got to have some kind of boundaries. You got to be like, okay, at a certain point, you too young. Or you got to just have the conversation and be like, okay, if you know that you don't want to get married, you don't want to have any additional children, then just be honest with it. There are some women out there who do not want to have kids, who do not want to be married, or have already had children and do not wish to have any more. Like, so at some point, it's just like, you can't be like, oh, well, there's not going to be any, basically ain't nobody out there. It's people out there. You're just choosing to turn a blind eye to that. You got to use a little bit more. You got to use a lot more discernment in who you're choosing to be with. And you also got to be an adult to be like, okay, I'm going to be honest about this is what I'm trying to do. If you just try to be out here fucking everybody, then just say that.
Just say that and go about your merry way.
Then go about your way. Don't sell dreams to people. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Drake might be one of those people like a Leonardo DiCaprio that wants to be a bachelor for life. But at a certain point, as you age up,
the girls need to age up too.
The 8 girls need to age up too. Leave the 20-year-olds alone.
Yeah.
When you get in your 40s, you should only really be dating people in their 30s and up. When you get to your 50s, like, you got to change your bracket as you age.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just like, huh? All of this shit is disgusting.
I will say, though, a 35-year-old dating a 50-year-old doesn't sound as bad, because at 35, in my mind, it's like, all right, if you're dating a 50-year-old, like, you should know what you're getting into. I think you're well develops. And if you're 35 and you're dating someone in their 50s, the things you want out of life might be the things that that person wants. It might not be kids. It might not be marriage. It might be, who knows? But I think an age gap, once you get into the 30 range, to me, in my mind, isn't as bad because you have that life experience that you were referencing before. Like, of course, you know, you never have too much life experience, but you've lived a little, you've dated a little, you've, you know, whatever.
Yeah, and it's just everything, like you said, like 35, I feel like that's fine. You 35.
Yes.
How you pretty much are, that's who you are. That's who you're gonna be. You kind of, yes, people can change their minds at any point in time. Some people feel like, oh, they haven't met the right person to want to have kids with them. They might change their mind later on down the line. Okay, cool, that's fine. But it's just a different level of maturity that comes with older age.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I agree.
And like, that's just what it is. But this significantly young, like in your 40s, dating a 20-year-old, it's nasty. As a parent, I feel like it's disgusting because if I was his mama, man, before Draya if I was Jalen Brown's mama, before Draya could even have sex with my son, I would have had my hands around her throat. Because what is your problem? I guarantee you, his mama probably the same age as her.
Or close. Yeah.
Or close. And I think that people just are bypassing it because of the way Draya looks. Like, yes, she's gorgeous, beautiful, body is teeth, best in the fucking game. But the mindset,
yeah,
it's insane. Yeah.
Or even think about the age gap between your kids. Like,
his mama better than me.
Son is 21 and you're about to have a baby. Your son is 21. He the father. What the fuck? Literally. Like, what?
Same age. Like, I just, like, embarrassing.
Jalen and her son probably be in the basement playing video games in the theater.
I don't know. If I was her son, I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. What?
Probably.
Both of y'all, like, y'all for y'all asses, get the fuck away from me. I don't want shit to
Imagine your mom dating somebody that's your friend's age, like dating your friend, like.
And then for her caption to be you're like, oh, it's International Women's Day. You use International Women's Day to do this bullshit? Girl, get the fuck out of here.
Because now she's about to be a girl mom. That's why.
She's about to be a girl mom, and this is her purpose. Your purpose is to do what? To prey on children? Or to prey on adolescents who really ain't, who just don't know.
Yeah, because he's sitting up there like, dang, I bagged Draya.
Exactly.
Draya pregnant, baby. And, you know, I'm sure you're excited. But
yeah, I'm sure in his mind, he really did something. And it's just like, baby, because the seniors, they know about Draya. So I'm sure the rest of the NBA is looking at you like, you are a goddamn idiot.
I'm sorry, this is worse than PJ and Brittany. I don't care what nobody says. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. This is worse.
Yeah, the age gap was not as big when it was PJ and Brittany. I still didn't like it. I'm still standing firm on it. I still didn't like it, but I felt like Brittany actually really loved him.
But okay, so this is my thing about the whole Brittany and PJ thing. I feel like, no, it's not impossible of a man of that age and of that status to want to be married and settle down. However, I think it's very unrealistic of any man at that age to really be ready for that. So for Brittany to really just let her guard down,
eating like up, that, just eating it up. It was like, girl, what?
Yeah, it's like, girl, you ain't no better than that. Like, you should have just took it slow and, you know, waited it out. And then, you know, if his true colors showed, then, you know, move on. But I'm pretty sure he was a great guy. And in their relationship, isn't he married or engaged now to somebody else? Yeah.
PJ Washington? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. It's like the Clay situation. yes, you want marriage and you want the family, but you're not ready for it. So stop dragging everybody else down with you. For real. And women, it's like when you get to a certain age, and I guess, we're not, the best people to be saying this, but just because you're a certain age and there's a man that you really, really like or even love, that doesn't mean that it's the right time or the appropriate situation for you to be really making those types of decisions to really stop your life, stop your career, and have a child just for, shit to go haywire. And granted, I don't like when people say like, oh, you should have, paid attention to who you were having kids with. A lot of times you don't really know how that person is going to be until after the kid is already here. So I'm sure everything was fine during her pregnancy and all of that. But if you knew that this is about Brittany, if you knew that your number one deal breaker was infidelity, baby, I could have told you that.
Yeah, like in that situation, it's just like, girl, anybody could have told you that that's what you was going to have to, you was either going to have to deal with it or you was going to have to be ready to leave the situation at any moment. So
that's a hard pill to swallow. But I also don't like how women could, this is a whole nother topic that we could talk about in a regular episode, but I don't like the idea of the women who are like, oh, it could never be me. It could be anybody. It could be anybody.
Yes.
So you can't change a man, and a man, you can't change a woman. People are who they are, and that's just what it is. Like, and it could be you. So
very easily. But yeah, that so much shenanigans, and I just
so much,
a lot of nasty work going on. Just disgusting. I really just head scratching.
I'm gonna have to unfollow Draya again. I just followed her back last year.
Oh, and then another tidbit of information before we close this out, because I just feel like I gotta let this in. Draya's brand, Mint Swim. Yeah. Why was Jalen Brown's ex one of the models that used to work for Mint Swim? And Draya will always be posting like, "Oh, my little sis" and stuff like that. And now you would, yes,
we did it King Combs too. That's how I know her.
I'm like, so now I was like, oh, so now you dating your little sis ex-boyfriend and having a baby with him? Girl, get the hell out of here.
That is disgusting.
I had to add that tidbit in there because so it's like y'all not new to each other.
Yeah.
And that's even more why I'm just like, oh, this is real predatory because you're not new to this.
Ew.
So yeah,
that just made
the
it
plot
worse.
thickens. The plot thickened, and it's even worse. So,
did anything else happen?
Oh, not anything of like any significance, like the other things that we covered. Yeah. Just, I'm so disappointed in people. Just like gross. Oh, nasty.
I just want better for us. Well, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Poor things. But the internet, one thing it's always gonna do is shenan, and then shenan again
and again,
so,
again and again,
and we're gonna be here to cover the hot topics.
Yeah.
But yes, let us know.
Heavy.
Yeah, it got there. It got there, but I want to hear what the listeners want to, what they think about the topics that we covered. So, of course, when this goes up, make sure you hit us in the comments and give us your feedback and let us know what you think about this whole underage. I mean, not even underage, just like huge age gaps, dating situations, Love is Blind. If you are into that, and your predictions for the finale, because I am very interested in watching said finale. Yes. So give us your feedback and chat with us, and send us any other topics that come across during the week because we're going to be able to cover it in the next episode.
And if there are any topics that are not hot topics that you guys want us to talk about, feel free to share that as well. Even if it's just like, I saw this clip from this other podcast. React. What y'all got to say about it? We'll do that too during a regular episode, not a hot topics, but
yes.
Yeah. But anyway, episode 11, we getting up there.
Hear it. Soon we're gonna be at 20, and I'm very excited. In my mind, I've skipped all the numbers in between. We're gonna be at 20.
Yeah, I'm like just 10, 11, 20. Like
20.
y'all. This is coming
But
from the accountant. She's the one who's supposed to know the numbers. She don't know no numbers.
listen,
She used
rounding.
formulas.
Rounding. We're just gonna round over there.
It's like,
But
no.
thank you guys
Anyway,
for tuning in to yet another episode, and we'll see y'all in the
we'll
next
see
one.
you.
Bye.